ago, Jay-Z in trouble as Diddy turns him in during confession. Jay-Z.
You want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through.
What are your thoughts after hearing the indictment yesterday?
Good morning, Brian and Natalie. I got to tell you, my thoughts reading the 14-page indictment yesterday were that there are a lot of people in Hollywood who are probably worried about which Diddy.
Girl, you won't believe what just happened in that courtroom. Jay-Z, who once admired Diddy, flipped the script and dropped some serious bombshells, industry-shaking secrets. Diddy's reaction was priceless, like he'd seen a ghost. Word on the street is Diddy nearly lost it right there. Now, everyone's buzzing, trying to figure out what kind of dirt Jay-Z had that was so explosive, it forced him to...
I'll say this, it's kind of funny to me, man, is that Diddy used to hate Jay-Z. He hated Jay-Z enough when he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay-Z. This is back in the early 2000s. And one day, Asner, Kushner, Diddy, and myself went to a Nets game and we met Jay-Z. I'll say this, it's kind of funny to me, man, is that Diddy used to hate Jay-Z. He hated Jay-Z enough when he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay-Z. This is back in the early 2000s. And one day, Asner, Kushner, Diddy, and myself went to a Nets game and we met Jay-Z. I've never been a Jay-Z fan, like some of his music, the whole 9 yards. But when we went over to the, I think that was Prudential Center in Newark, and him and Puff met up, it was strange to me. Because I remember what Puff was trying to do. And then both of them, they was talking about something amongst each other, amongst all of us, and laughing and joking with each other. Then over the years, I see them giving garden parties. You understand what I'm saying? You could tell that the people in power had gave that reign to Diddy, and Jay was next in line. So to separate him, when in fact, they may be two of the same, but because Jay-Z is low-key, that low-key sneaky shit, and Diddy is, and was, rambunctious, just out with it, it don't mean that they not two of the same. One just a little quiet with his shit.
What happened at the basketball game? when they ran into, you guys ran into Jay-Z?
They were just talking. They was talking amongst each other about their little white girls. They little skinny white girls.
And I mean, did Diddy always say negative things about Jay around you?
The time he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay, yeah. He was. They worked it out.
Was there a reason
Remember when
behind it?
Jay-Z was just Diddy's little
I couldn't tell
sidekick?
you the reason behind
Those
it.
days feel as
It
old
was
as
just-
flip phones
it's
and
probably because
MySpace.
Big had
Back
died.
then,
I don't
Jay-Z
know
was
what
just
it was,
another
man.
hungry rapper.
I don't know
And
why.
Diddy was the king of hip-hop, showing
He
him the
wanted Ja
ropes,
Rule to go
probably
at Jay.
thinking he was shaping the next big thing. But little
I
did he
guess if
know, he was raising a
kept them
lion.
beefing or kept
Fast
them
forward to now,
into some bullshit,
Jay-Z walks into that courtroom like he owns
could
it.
rise up in between
Because,
both
let's
of
be
them.
real, he kind of does. This isn't just
You know
any
what I mean?
rapper anymore. It's Jay-Z, the billionaire, the empire builder who went from hustling CDs to selling out stadiums. The moment he stepped in, the energy shifted. It was like watching a chess grandmaster make his move, and you knew the game was about to change. Now the streets are buzzing that Jay's been sitting on some massive secrets, like vault-level dirt. But why spill it now? What could make Jay-Z turn on his old mentor? Money? Revenge? Or something deeper? The theories are flying faster than gossip at the hair salon. Some say it's business, that Diddy crossed a line even Jay couldn't ignore. Others are whispering about personal betrayals, the kind that cut deep, that turns friends into enemies overnight.
People are saying or asking, is Jay-Z next? Again, Sister Jaguar Wright been talking about this. Jaguar Wright says Diddy better start snitching. Jay-Z is next, calls out celebs who supported Diddy. We are back on the Real Life Productions channel, which I'll leave in the description for you guys to check out more and even subscribe, man. Hey. I think it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot to take Jay-Z down. Just because I think he's really in deep with the people above him. So I think like they really gonna try to protect them as much as they can. But boy, this brother is connected to a lot. A lot. So we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
So what are your thoughts on all the his celebrity friends that denounced those allegations and were like, this is false, and you know,
Liars.
they were saying, yeah, should they speak up now? Should they speak up now?
I think it's getting a little too late for those who are complicit. For the victims who have been too afraid to come forward because the diddler has been running around with impunity.
The diddler.
It's time for all of the victims to come forward. But for the people that have been denying it, you know what? Let's not be coy. You know, I am Jaguar. So let's just keep it a buck. Let's keep it a bean. Stevie J should be charged. Mary J. Blige should also be charged. Jennifer Lopez should definitely be charged. Should I keep going?
I mean, you're hitting it on.
Jay-Z should be charged. Khaled should be charged. Rick Ross should be charged. Usher should be charged and tried with him. Off of Justin Bieber alone.
Now, Carisha and Rick Ross just sat down together in an interview.
Yeah, I know. Two Diddy doo-wop bops. What a reunion. Only thing they got
Now,
Will
Yeah,
Diddy start snitching?
she threw it up. Yeah,
he better. He better. But the only thing I'm interested in him talking about is...
So I know what she's saying. Like, Diddy, again, this is all on if he make it to trial, but probably in order for him to get less time, he's going to have to take down a lot of people with him. That's the main reason why I said I don't know if it's going to make it to trial. You know, because if Diddy talks, ooh-wee. Oh, unless he's like just done, unless he's like, you know, I can't do no 20 years in jail. You know, like if they say, you know, we're gonna give you 30 years. If you talk, we give you 20. I don't know. I can't do no 20 years. I ain't gonna say nothing.
But here's the real tea. When Jay-Z started testifying, the whole room went dead silent. You could have heard a pin drop, or in this case, probably a diamond earring. Everyone was glued to him, holding their breath, waiting to see what bombs he was about to drop. And girl, what he said next. It left everyone's jaws on the floor. It wasn't just the words, it was how he delivered them. Cool, calm, collected, like he was casually reading a grocery list, not dropping industry-shaking secrets. Jay-Z broke it all down, piece by piece, exposing deals gone bad, broken promises, and a side of the music industry that people only whisper about. And Diddy? You should have seen his face. It was like watching someone realize they're on a sinking ship, and their life jacket just sprung a leak. With every word Jay-Z spoke, you could feel Diddy's empire starting to crumble. This wasn't just tea being spilled. It was like the whole kettle was being dumped over Diddy's head. And the wildest part, it felt like Jay was just warming up, like he had a whole library of secrets, and this was just chapter 1. People in the courtroom were glancing at each other like, is this really happening? It was the kind of moment that changes everything. Friendships, alliances, even entire careers.
You know, obviously they are friends, they're business associates and affiliates, and of course they're not going to say anything because I'm not saying they were part of it, but they were around it. So it doesn't matter how they want to say it. If they come out and apologize, there's going to be more questions. If they don't say nothing, there's going to be questions. I have heard some things about the camp from Jay-Z, not from Jay-Z itself, and seen some things as well, I would say, but I want to be very careful here. That show similar puffy behavior, okay?
You said from the camp of, not directly him, but people in his team. Got it, just to clarify.
People, exactly, and very famous people. So again, it's just things that you wouldn't think that they will ever be capable of doing, but then they are doing it. So, but I'm not saying he did or did not. Jay-Z itself cannot say that.
But have you spoken to people since this has now broke even bigger and more? Are people feeling more confident? Have you heard from specific people that you believe have gone through the ringer on this?
Yeah, I mean, I have spoken to some people, and a lot of them are very broken, especially people that have been in this industry for a very long time, that just have been silenced and been afraid of, what if I'm out of this circle? What am I going to do with my life, right? But they have actually recognized the abuse and seen, okay, that's not normal. Because a lot of people, they just felt like, well, it's just a part of this business and it's normal and it shouldn't be normalized. So I think it's good that all these things are coming out and people can actually heal and free themselves. If they come out and do a lawsuit or not, that's up to them. But sometimes it's just a healing for themselves, you know?
If you thought that was juicy, wait till you hear what came next. Jay-Z opened his mouth, and it was like he had the key to Pandora's box of hip-hop secrets. What he revealed wasn't just tea, it was a flood. The room was so quiet you could hear a pin drop, and everyone was on the edge of their seats, waiting for the next bombshell. And let me tell you, Jay did not disappoint. He started spilling about shady business practices that had allegedly been happening for years, backdoor deals, creative accounting, and contracts so one-sided they might as well have been a bad joke. But the way Jay-Z laid it out, girl, he was as cool as ice, like he was reading a grocery list, not dismantling a whole empire. Then he dropped the big one, talking about how Diddy supposedly manipulated streaming numbers to boost his artist rankings. Can you even imagine? All those times we thought a song was blowing up. It might have just been smoke and mirrors.
I just want to say, I know a lot of people want to hear these stories and everything like that, because this is stuff that happened back in the day. And then maybe that if they knew there was going to ever be a YouTube, or they knew there was going to ever be social media, a lot of the stuff probably wouldn't have got played out like it did. But things happen, and these are just stories from the past. I would like to use that as, what you call that, just to clear the facts up what's going on. But it all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff, and he's in exotic bookstores, and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that, because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I was like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there, and it said butt plugs. And I was like, hey, yo, I was messing with him. Because people don't understand, you know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang. So I'm still gonna tease him. I'm still gonna mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs. And he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. So when he got I just waited at the counter. So when he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like he gave the guy a stack something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like, he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina. So later on I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm hearing at the door and stuff like that, like, yeah, so then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door, and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff, they're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bruh, you ain't going in there, because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them. And he was like, yo, I don't care, man, I'm going in there. That bull like that. I said, yo, bruh, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed his and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, G, that's my cousin. He know me well, you know, and Puff was like, yo, G, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on. So I was like, oh, He said it was a lot of freaky going on. So that was basically that story, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back in the room. Dude felt a certain kind of way, and he left out. So I seen them at the concert the next day, and they tried to, form up against me. But my man Frank was like, I told my man Frank, I was like, yo, Frank, put yourself in that position. Somebody trying to get in the room, and Ja told you don't let nobody get in the room. What would you do? Now, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, man, but I ain't taking no losses. He said, yo, you good, and that was it. Bro, when Ja said, you don't want to come up in there, a lot of freaky stuff is going on. You got to use your mind. What they was doing with those butt plugs.
Right.
But girl, that wasn't even the juiciest part. Jay-Z spilt the tea on how Diddy allegedly used intimidation tactics to keep other artists in check. We're talking threats, blackmail, the whole 9 yards. The courtroom was gasping so much, you'd think they were at a Beyonce concert. And Diddy? His face was a whole mood. He went from looking confident to looking like he'd just seen a ghost, his own career going up in flames. With every word Jay-Z spoke, you could practically see Diddy's empire crumbling right before our eyes. It felt like watching a real-life episode of Empire *, but with higher stakes and way better fashion. And the tea. It just kept coming, scalding hot. Jay-Z started dropping names like hot potatoes, pulling in other big players in the industry. The whole room was side-eyeing each other, probably wondering if their names were about to be thrown into the mix next. It was like a game of musical chairs, except instead of the music stopping, it was entire careers on the line. As Jay-Z's testimony went on, it became clear this wasn't just about Diddy anymore. Jay was exposing an entire system of corruption and manipulation that had been running the music industry for years. He pulled back the curtain and girl, what was behind it? Not pretty at all.
For Law and Order SVU. A lot of money was made off of that. Natanya Rubin has not begun to see reparations for what happened to her life. How did NBC get to profit off of it?
That is crazy.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a cold world.
If it was good enough to be a television episode, it should be good enough to be reopened for charges. Because clearly there were other people that knew the truth of that story.
The fact that Keefe D is in jail for Pac's murder, do you feel like they may go even deeper to the 90s in regards to just asking?
They have to, because that's the beginning of everything that's leading up to the tragedies that are about to happen now. We have to go back to the beginning. Everybody knows at this point in time, Keefe D ain't do it. He's already made it very clear he had a profit deal, which means he's been working with the government all this time. When are people going to start asking how long Diddy and Jay-Z have been cooperating with the government as well? Everybody was cooperating with the feds but them? Doesn't make any sense. What I do know, though, is that everyone is starting to notice things that they didn't notice 15, 20 years ago. Suge isn't looking like the monster that everyone painted him out to be.
That's what they were saying.
And Diddy sure ain't no choir boy. The more we start to uncover things, we're starting to realize that whatever we've been led to believe, it's actually the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Like I told you, you guys got to talk to that girl, Love Jones, and talk about her times last summer on a Sprinter van, and where she was put in the van given a drink of DeLeon. She said it didn't feel like an alcohol high. It felt different. She felt tingled all over almost instantly. Y'all need to talk to her. Because she was partying with, I believe, Justin and Christian Combs.
The Sons.
This was last summer.
The Sons. You know, a lot of people was like, man, That's messed up. I wonder how his kids feel. And I was like, hold on now. You know, because the young one made that diss track. You know, I told y'all about the dry snitching he did. And a lot of people are saying that, you know, they were helping recruit some of them girls. So, what's that song? It's a family affair. It's crazy. Crazy, man. So I know they seen a lot. I know they were at these parties too.
With every word Jay-Z dropped, you could see Diddy's face transform, shock, anger, then straight up panic. It was like watching a car crash in slow motion, but make it fashion. The big question on everyone's lips: is this the end of Diddy's reign, or does he have an ace up his sleeve? Let me paint you a picture. When Diddy first strutted into that courtroom, he was all swagger and confidence, like he always is. Designer suit, fresh cut, that $1 million smile. He probably thought he was about to watch Jay-Z stumble through some weak testimony. But girl, he had no idea what was coming. The moment Jay-Z started dropping those bombs, Diddy's face went through more changes than a chameleon at a rainbow party. First, shock. His eyes got so wide, and his jaw dropped so low, you could have parked a Bentley in there. Then came the anger. It bubbled up like lava in a volcano. His fists clenched, his jaw tightened, and for a split second, it looked like he might leap across the courtroom and try to shut Jay-Z up himself. But girl, then came the panic. And let me tell you, it was not a good look. Diddy started sweating like he was in a sauna instead of an air-conditioned courtroom. He was fidgeting in his seat, whispering furiously to his lawyers, eyes darting around like he was searching for an escape route. The man who always had it together was falling apart right in front of everyone's eyes.
Sweet. I'm just praying that they will keep him in, because I think that will give a lot of victims the courage to say and speak and come forward. But until they're good for it, I'm gonna keep doing it. The Jay-Z victims are gonna be worse.
Oh.
They're worse because of the psychological torture that comes along with what he does.
Do you think Jay-Z is scared right now?
Oh, he's terrified. He's terrified. He's losing confidence everywhere. But the only confidence he's worried about keeping secure are those white boys that he worked for. That's his only loyalty.
I said it.
Not even to his wife is he loyal.
But what do you think? And just again, hypothetically, if his kids, as young as they are, asked, "Daddy, who's that man on TV getting arrested? Isn't that your friend?" What would his response be?
He wouldn't respond. He would just laugh and walk away. That's Sean Carter.
Them kids ain't watching no TV.
He doesn't own up to anything. Ever. Gaslight you right in your face. Do it smooth. He's a sociopath. He doesn't have any real feelings or emotions. Everything is transactional.
Even his marriage.
You know? I think the only time he's really comfortable and happy in his own skin is when he's laying in the warm embrace of a man.
Jack, come on. Jack.
What?
Come on, man. You can't paint those kind of pictures into people's heads, man.
Why you got painted in the mind with the videotape that I saw of him looking very happy in the embrace of a man? I didn't want to believe it.
Damn, okay. Well, Jack,
I couldn't believe it. Then it all made sense, you know?
Jack, what was the last conversation that you and Jay-Z had? How did that go?
He told me he was going to end my career and make sure no one in the world ever knew I existed. And I told him it was a pretty big world, and we'll see, Sean.
Amazing hat trick.
People in the courtroom couldn't stop staring. It was like watching a train wreck. You know you shouldn't look, but you just can't tear your eyes away. Some folks were even whispering that they saw tears in Diddy's eyes. Can you imagine? The man who built an empire on his tough image, getting emotional in public. It was a moment no one ever thought they'd witness, and that's when the murmurs started. You could hear people whispering under their breath,